Dear students, welcome back to another session of chapter 1, that is wool. In first video, we studied historical information of the wool fibers, countries producing wool fibers and types of wool fibers. I already told you that these types of wool fibers is very important point with respect to your board exams. So let us revise this point. Types of wool. First is merino wool. What is merino wool? Wool obtained from merino sheep is called as merino wool, and it is a class 1 wool, means best quality wool. Then lamb's wool, wool which is obtained from 6 to 8 months old lamb, and when it is a first fleece, means when it is a first cutting, is termed as lamb's wool. Hogget wool, when wool is sheared from 12 to 14 months old sheep which is not previously shorn, is termed as hogget wool. Wether wool, any fleece clipped after the first shearing is called wether wool. Then pulled wool, when wool is obtained from dead sheep by pulling the hair from the pelt, is termed as pulled wool. And last type is taglocks. Taglocks means matted or tangled mass of wool fibers. So what is matted and tangled mass? Means which is confused mass or the mass which cannot be separate. So from these types we will conclude that merino wool, lamb's wool and hogget wool are superior quality wool, so used for producing best quality woolen clothing, and pulled wool, wether wool and taglocks are inferior quality wool, so used in producing low quality or cheap and coarse woolen fabrics. Students, in this video we will cover manufacturing process of wool and all about woolen yarn and worsted yarn. Let us start with manufacturing process of wool. In this process, we will study how wool fibers are converted into woolen yarns. To produce finest quality wool, manufacturer control production carefully and scientifically. Sheep are inoculated against diseases and fed nutritionally balanced diet. Then sheep are sheared. You know that what is shearing. Shearing means the process by which the woolen fleece of sheep is cut off. Shearing is mostly practiced twice a year in spring and autumn season. Sheep are washed at least 2 days before shearing in order to remove dirt, soot and grease. Then next is sorting and grading. Woolen fleece obtained from the sheep is sorted and graded. In sorting and grading, wool sorting is done by skilled workers. Fibers are graded by type, length, fineness, elasticity, strength and color. Next is scoring. Scoring means it is nothing but cleaning of the wool to remove impurities from fibers. In raw state, wool contains oil and grease and other impurities. In this step, it is thoroughly washed to remove grease and impurities to obtain clean wool. It is cleaned with alkaline reagents, means alkaline reagents are used for this process. Generally, soap and hot water solution is used. During this process, natural grease is removed, and because of this, wool loses more than 30% of its weight. Then next is carding. Carding is a name of process, and the machine which is used for this process is called as card. Card is textile machine with teeth or wires. It receives the fibers in matted laps or loose fibers and converts into card sliver. Means in this process, loose fibers of wool are converted into card slivers. Students, you must know that what do you mean by sliver, because we studied this term in last year in the chapter cotton. Sliver means it is rope like structure. Means in this process these woolen fibers, loose woolen fibers are converted into rope like structure is called as sliver. Then main aim of carding is carding makes fiber arrangement somewhat in criss-cross manner to provide fuse effect. This process also removes impurities. This carded sliver then undergo combing process. This process removes short fibers called noils from the sliver. It further straightens the remaining longer fibers called tops. Means short fibers are called as noils and long woolen fibers are called as tops. And again in this process, these long fibers make parallel. It also removes remaining impurities and then made into sliver. So this process, card sliver is converted into comb sliver. Then next is drawing process. It is a process in yarn manufacturing in which the sliver is elongated by passing it through a series of pairs of rollers. This process straightens the fibers and help in creating greater uniformity. It makes sliver more compact and converts them into a slubber. Slubber means it is just like a sliver but slightly twisted. Then next is rowing. Rowing, it is a final stage before spinning. A light twist is imparted in this operation to hold thin slubber intact. And the final step is spinning. Spinning puts in the required twist. Means these slivers are twisted as per TPI. What is TPI? TPI means twist per inch. The result yarn is wound on the spools. In this way, the wool fibers are converted into woolen yarns. Then next, woolen yarn and worsted yarn. Two types of yarns are produced from the wool. One is called as woolen yarn and second is called as worsted yarn. Woolen yarns are produced by using short fibers and worsted yarns are produced by using long fibers. All of you know that short fiber means noils and long fibers means tops. So, because of this, woolen yarns are thick, fluffy and fusy. The worsted yarns thin, tightly spun and look like other regular yarn. For better understanding, see these differences from this chart. Woolen yarn and worsted yarn. First difference is woolen yarns are made up of short curly fibers, means it is made up of noils, and worsted yarns are made up of long straight fibers, means tops. Second difference is woolen yarns are carded only and worsted yarns are carded as well as comb, means after carding woolen yarns are directly spun into yarn, but after carding worsted yarns are not converted directly into yarns. Then regarding twist, woolen yarns are slack twisted and worsted yarns are tight twisted. Regarding strength, Woolen yarns are weaker yarns and worsted yarns have greater strength than woolen yarns. Appearance: woolen yarns are fuzzy and thick. Worsted yarns are smooth and fine. Woolen yarns are soft and worsted yarns are hard. Woolen yarns are used to make warm fabrics and worsted yarns are used to make lace warmer than woolen. Then uses: woolen yarns are used for making sweaters, blankets and jackets. Means woolen yarns are used for knitting purposes. Means knitting of sweaters, knitting of jackets, knitting of blankets, etc. And worsted yarns are used for making tailored and dressy wears like suits, coats, etc. Means worsted yarns are just like a sewing thread or cotton thread. So this is all about difference between woolen yarn and worsted yarn. I hope you got this concept. Now points to be remembered. In this video we studied manufacturing process of wool and woolen yarn and worsted yarn. Again I will repeat that the steps of manufacturing process. First is sorting and grading, then scoring, then carding, combing, drawing, rowing and spinning. And woolen yarns and worsted yarn. Woolen yarns means the yarns which are thick, which are fuzzy, are the woolen yarns and which are used to knit sweaters. And worsted yarns means the yarns which are made from long fibers, which have greater strength, which are lesser warmer and used for suits and coats. Now assignment. First assignment is find out information and videos about manufacturing process of wool from the internet for more understanding. Then differentiate between woolen yarn and worsted yarn. And some questions are like write short notes. So short notes on woolen yarn or short notes on worsted yarns. Students, solve this assignment and also solve the questions from the exercise given in the textbook. Thank you very much.